Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding inside your pocket change. If you love Abraham Lincoln's steel penny coin collecting, history, or just want to know if that old penny— First up, the 1943 Abraham Lincoln steel penny with D mint mark is one of the most historically significant coins in U.S. numismatics, produced during the height of World War II. That year, the United States faced a critical shortage of copper, a metal essential for military equipment such as ammunition and electrical wiring. To conserve copper for the war effort, the U.S. Mint made a temporary change and struck pennies from zinc-coated steel. This shift resulted in a coin that looked completely different from the traditional copper pennies. The 1943 D steel penny has a silver-gray color and is magnetic, which makes it easy to distinguish from other cents. The D mint mark below the date identifies it as being struck at the Denver Mint, while the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints also produced steel cents that year, identifiable by either no mint mark or an S mint mark, respectively. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. Around Lincoln's head are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust Above Liberty," to the left, and the date 1943 with the D mint mark just below it. The reverse side features the classic wheat ears design, framing the words 1 cent, United States of America, and the Latin motto, A Pluribus Unum. The design was consistent with the Lincoln Wheat Penny series that ran from 1909 to 1958, but the unusual metal composition of 1943 gives these coins a distinctive look and historical significance. The 1943 D steel penny was produced in very large numbers, with over 304 million struck at the Denver Mint alone. Despite this high mintage, many of these coins have not survived in pristine condition due to the steel core's susceptibility to corrosion and rust. Most circulated examples show some degree of discoloration, spots, or surface wear, which is normal considering their age and the fact that they were everyday coins used by millions of people. Your coin is described as being in dirty condition with some scratches, which means it has accumulated surface grime and wear over the decades. In this state, finer details such as Lincoln's hairlines or the wheat stalks may be worn or slightly obscured, but the date and mint mark remain legible, which is essential for identification. Steel pennies from 1943 are significantly different from copper pennies not only in appearance, but also in weight. A steel cent weighs about 2.7 grams, slightly less than the 3.11 grams of the traditional copper pennies. They are also magnetic, which is a simple test to confirm authenticity. If your coin is attracted to a magnet, it confirms that it is indeed a steel penny. This magnetism, combined with the silvery appearance, often surprises collectors who are more familiar with the copper coins that dominated the series for most of its history. In terms of collector value, a 1943 D steel penny in dirty condition is not rare and is considered a common collectible. Because millions of these coins were produced, and many survive today, the market value for circulated examples remains modest. Typically, such a coin sells for around $0.10 to $0.50 USD, with the lower end representing heavily worn or corroded pieces and the higher end reserved for coins that, despite being circulated, still maintain a reasonably even surface or some attractive silver sheen. Coins with heavy rust, deep scratches, or significant pitting fall toward the bottom of this range, while more visually appealing examples approach the top. The overall market value is strongly influenced by condition, eye appeal, and the presence of corrosion, rather than rarity. While ordinary circulated steel pennies are modestly priced, the story behind them gives them lasting appeal. In 1943, the American public was adjusting to a wartime economy, and the steel penny reflected the nation's effort to allocate resources efficiently. For many people, these coins were unusual because of their color and tendency to rust if exposed to moisture. Some were saved as novelties, while others circulated for years, gradually developing scratches, discoloration, and wear from daily use. Even a coin in dirty condition represents a direct link to that era and tells the story of the home front during World War II. It is important to note that the 1943 steel penny differs from the extremely rare 1943 copper penny, which was struck accidentally on leftover bronze planchets. These copper-era pennies are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars because of their rarity, while standard steel cents like your 1943D are common. The easiest way to confirm your coin is not one of these errors, is with a magnet test. The steel penny is magnetic, while a copper penny is not. This simple distinction helps collectors avoid confusion or overvaluation. When handling or storing a steel penny in dirty condition, it is best not to clean it aggressively. Harsh cleaning can damage the surface, remove natural patina, and reduce collector appeal. Light handling and gentle storage in a protective holder, flip, or coin sleeve will help prevent further scratches or corrosion. Even with its current scratches and dirt, your 1943D steel penny retains historical significance and serves as a tangible reminder of a unique period in U.S. coinage history.
Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny with an S. Mint mark is a piece of American history that circulated during the final years of World War II. Minted at the San Francisco facility, even in dirty condition with scratches. This coin provides insight into the everyday use of money in mid-20th century America and remains a collectible example for hobbyists and educators alike. While its monetary value is modest due to its condition, the coin retains significance as part of the Lincoln Cent series and as a tangible link to the era in which it circulated. The San Francisco Mint produced roughly 68 million Lincoln Cents in 1944, which makes it a lower mintage coin compared to the Philadelphia issue of the same year. Coins like this one, while common in circulated grades, are still sought after by collectors who focus on mint marks and the completion of full series. The S-Mint mark distinguishes it from Philadelphia minted coins. And even in dirty condition with scratches, it remains clearly visible, allowing collectors to identify it accurately. The dirt and marks tell a story of circulation and handling, showing the coin's active life over decades. In today's market, a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny in dirty condition with scratches is generally valued between $56,000. Depending on the severity of the dirt, scratches, and visibility of the date and mint mark. While it does not command a high premium like uncirculated examples or rare mint errors, it remains useful for collectors completing a San Francisco series, for teaching coin grading, or as an example of circulated World War II pennies. Its modest value makes it accessible to beginners and a practical addition to educational coin sets. It is important not to attempt cleaning this coin to remove dirt or scratches, as improper cleaning can cause further damage and reduce collector value. Polishing, scrubbing, or chemical cleaning may leave new scratches, remove natural patina, or create an artificial appearance. Collectors typically prefer coins in their original, unaltered condition, as this preserves their historical integrity. The dirt and scratches on your 1944 penny tell part of its story, showing decades of circulation and the journey it made through the hands of everyday Americans. The historical context of this coin enhances its appeal. Circulating during World War II. The 1944 penny was used in everyday transactions, when the economy was heavily influenced by wartime production and rationing. Pennies like this one purchased groceries, wages, bus fares, and other small goods, making them integral to daily life. The scratches and dirt accumulated over decades are evidence of its active role in that society. Owning or studying such a coin allows collectors to connect with history in a tangible way, appreciating not just the coin's design, but its practical use during a critical period in American history. Collectors also find value in coins like this for educational purposes. A 1944 penny in dirty condition with scratches helps illustrate the difference between circulated and uncirculated coins. The impact of wear on grade and how mint marks contribute to a coin's classification. Even though the financial value is modest, the historical and educational significance makes it a worthwhile piece to include in a collection. It demonstrates both the durability of the Lincoln wheat penny design and the life of money in circulation during the mid-20th century.
Next up, the 1935 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and is part of the classic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the warm reddish-brown tone that has darkened with age to a deeper brown in most examples. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1935 to the right. Because there is no mint mark below the date, the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse, the coin displays the iconic wheat ears design along the sides, framing 1 cent United States of America and E pluribus unum. The 1935 Lincoln penny was produced in large numbers, with over 202 million struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While it is a common coin today, condition is an important factor in determining its value for collectors. Your coin is described as being in good condition, meaning it shows considerable wear from circulation, but still retains the date and major details. On the obverse, Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat are worn, though the date and lettering remain readable. The wheat ears on the reverse are mostly flattened, but the overall design is still identifiable. Some scratches and light marks are typical for a coin that has been in circulation for nearly 90 years, and minor imperfections like these do not drastically affect its value at this grade. In today's collector market, a 1935 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in good condition is valued at approximately $0.10 to $0.22 USD. Coins that have a more even brown color or fewer scratches may fetch closer to the upper end of that range. The value increases for coins in higher grades, such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, where prices can range from $1 to $5 or more, depending on surface quality and luster. Red or red-brown coins, which retain some of their original copper tone, are especially sought after by collectors. Although the coin's monetary value is modest, it remains an interesting piece of history. The 1935 penny was minted during the Great Depression, a time when the United States was recovering from economic hardship. Each coin tells a story of the daily life of Americans during that period, used for small purchases and passed from hand to hand. Collectors value these coins not only for their age and copper content, but also for the historical context they represent. It is important to avoid cleaning coins like this, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and reduce collector appeal. Light surface dust or dirt is better left alone, and the coin should be stored in a protective coin holder, flip, or sleeve to prevent further scratches or damage. Even with its scratches and wear, a 1935 Lincoln wheat penny is a tangible connection to the past and an essential part of any Lincoln cent collection. Next up, the 1920 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and is part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, produced from 1909 to 1958. Made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the coin originally had a reddish-brown color, which over time has often darkened to brown, giving it the classic appearance that collectors value. The obverse features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1920 to the right. Since there is no mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia. The reverse side showcases the classic wheat ears design flanking the inscriptions 1 cent United States of America and E pluribus unum. In 1920, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 310 million Lincoln cents, which makes this coin relatively common in the collector market. Even though it is a common coin, its value is strongly influenced by condition. Your coin is described as being in fine condition, meaning it has moderate wear from circulation. In today's collector market, a 1920 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition is typically valued between 0.15 and 0.40 USD. Coins with more attractive, brown color or smoother surfaces may sell for closer to the higher end of this range, while examples with heavier wear or more scratches may fall toward the lower end. Coins in higher grades, such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, can command significantly higher prices, sometimes reaching $2 to $10 USD, depending on color, luster, and overall eye appeal. Although the coin's monetary value is modest, it remains an interesting piece of U.S. history. The 1920 penny was minted shortly after World War I during a period of economic and social change. It circulated widely and would have passed through countless hands, making it a small but tangible connection to everyday life in the early 20th century. Collectors appreciate these coins not only for their age and copper composition, but also for their historical significance. It is important to avoid cleaning the coin, as polishing or scrubbing can remove its natural patina and reduce collector value. Light handling and storage in a protective holder, coin flip or sleeve is recommended to prevent further scratches or wear. Even with some surface marks, the coin retains its value as a collectible and serves as an excellent representation of the Lincoln wheat penny series.
Next up, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a classic. Example of mid-20th century American coinage, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, even in extra fine condition with some scratches. This coin offers collectors a glimpse into its history and the circulation patterns of pennies during that era. While its monetary value is modest, the coin remains an important piece of the Lincoln cent series, allowing collectors to study design details, minting history, and the impact of wear over decades. The extra fine grade indicates that the coin has retained most of its original design features, making it more desirable than lower grade circulated examples. Even if minor scratches are present, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 150 million Lincoln cents in 1950, a relatively moderate mintage for the series. Despite being common, coins that have survived in extra fine condition are less frequently seen than those in lower grades. An extra fine coin typically shows only light wear on the high points, such as Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat folds, while most details remain sharp. On the obverse, Lincoln's portrait retains clarity, and inscriptions like "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1950 on the right are clearly readable. Even with some scratches, the coin's overall detail remains intact, allowing collectors to appreciate the artistry of Victor David Brenner's design. In today's market, a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition with some scratches typically sells for around $700 to $800, depending on the severity of the scratches and the overall eye appeal. Coins in similar condition with fewer marks or a cleaner appearance may reach slightly higher prices, while examples with deeper scratches or more extensive wear may sell toward the lower end of the range. Although this value is not high compared to rarer wheat pennies, it still provides an affordable way for collectors to obtain a representative example of the Philadelphia 1950 issue in above-average condition. It is important to avoid cleaning the coin to remove scratches or dirt. Harsh cleaning, polishing, or scrubbing can cause additional damage, leaving new hairlines and removing natural patina, which lowers collector value. Even minor attempts to enhance appearance may be more detrimental than leaving the coin as it is. Collectors value coins that retain their original surfaces, And the light scratches on your 1950 penny reflect its long circulation history and add authenticity, showing that it has survived more than 70 years of handling. The historical context of the 1950 penny further enhances its appeal. Produced in the early post-World War II period, this coin circulated during a time of economic growth and rising consumer activity in the United States. Pennies like this were used in everyday transactions, from groceries to public transportation fares, wages, and small purchases. The extra fine condition, with light wear and some scratches, suggests the coin was handled carefully for much of its life and likely saved by someone before accumulating more extensive circulation where you. These characteristics provide collectors with a sense of both preservation and historical use. Collectors often value coins like this for educational purposes as well. A 1950 penny in extra fine condition with scratches helps illustrate grading standards, the differences between circulated and higher grade examples, and the impact of minor imperfections on value. It is particularly useful for those completing a Lincoln wheat penny set or studying coins from the Philadelphia Mint. The combination of preserved design details and minor surface marks makes it both an instructive example and a collectible piece for display or reference.
Next up, the 1927 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint and is part of the classic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, produced from 1909 to 1958. Made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, these coins originally had a rich reddish-brown color, which over time often develops into a darker brown patina. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor D. Brenner, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1927 to the right. The small D mint mark below the date indicates it was minted in Denver. The reverse side features the iconic wheat ears design, with 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum framed between the stalks. In 1927, the Denver Mint produced about 23.6 million Lincoln cents, making the 1927 D penny less common than the Philadelphia minted coins of the same year, but still widely available to collectors today. This lower mintage compared to Philadelphia cents gives the 1927 D a slight increase in interest among collectors, though it is not considered rare in circulated condition. Your coin is described as being in good condition, which means it shows noticeable wear from circulation. On the obverse, Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat are worn but still identifiable, and the date and lettering remain legible. On the reverse, the wheat stalks are flattened in areas, but the overall design can still be recognized. Minor scratches or marks from circulation are common and do not significantly impact its value unless they are severe. In today's collector market, a 1927 D Lincoln wheat penny in good condition typically sells for around $0.5 to $0.75 USD. Coins with smoother surfaces, better brown coloration, or fewer scratches may fetch toward the upper end of this range. Higher grade examples, such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, can sell for several dollars, with red, brown, or red examples being more desirable to collectors. While the coin's monetary value is modest in circulated condition, it carries historical significance. The 1927 D penny represents the midpoint of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, minted during the Roaring Twenties, a time of economic growth and change in the United States. Each coin was used in everyday transactions, passing through countless hands, and today it serves as a tangible connection to that era. It is recommended not to clean coins like this, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and reduce collector appeal. Storing the coin in a protective holder, coin flip, or sleeve will help prevent further wear or additional scratches. Even with its current scratches and circulated wear, your 1927 D wheat penny is a collectible example that contributes to a full Lincoln cent set.
The 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Without a mint mark is a piece of American numismatic history that circulated widely. During the final year of World War II, even in dirty condition with scratches, this coin still carries value as a historical artifact and a collectible piece of the Lincoln cent series. Coins from this era were heavily used, and the accumulation of dirt and surface marks over decades reflects the long life each penny experienced in circulation. While the monetary value of a dirty, scratched 1944 penny is modest, it remains significant for collectors completing a set, teaching coin grading, or studying mid-20th century coinage. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1.5 billion Lincoln cents in 1944, making this one of the most common dates in the series. Despite the large mintage, finding coins that retain recognizable detail can be less common than expected, especially those that have survived without extreme wear. Your coin, though dirty and scratched, still maintains identifiable features that allow collectors to determine its date, design, and mint origin, which is crucial for anyone studying or collecting wheat pennies. Coins like this one were handled extensively, carried in pockets, cash registers, and bags, and exchanged countless times before reaching a collector's hands decades later. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile is still visible despite surface dirt and scratches. Key features such as his cheek, jawline, and coat folds can still be identified, even if finer details have been worn or obscured. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top and "Liberty" on the left remain readable, and the date 1944 at the right is clear enough to confirm its identity. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was struck in Philadelphia, which produced the majority of Lincoln cents in that year. While dirt and scratches reduce the coin's eye appeal, they do not prevent it from serving as a collectible example or an educational piece for understanding the effects of circulation and wear on coins. The reverse of the 1944 penny features the classic wheat ears design, a hallmark of Lincoln cents produced from 1909 to 1958. The two stalks frame the central inscriptions, 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum along the top rim. Even with dirt settled in the recesses and scratches across the fields, these design elements are still discernible. Collectors often examine the wheat stalks to assess detail and wear, and in this coin, the main outlines are intact, demonstrating that even circulated and imperfect coins retain collectible value and historical significance. In today's market, a 1944 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty condition with scratches generally has a modest value, typically ranging between $20,000, depending on the severity of the dirt and scratches and the visibility of the date. Coins that have been cleaned or excessively damaged may fall below this range, while examples with minimal marks or dirt can sell toward the higher end. While this value is not high, it is still sufficient to make the coin useful for collectors completing a Philadelphia series, for beginners learning about grading, or for those seeking a tangible connection to mid-20th century American life. It is important not to attempt cleaning the coin to remove dirt or scratches, as this can cause additional damage and reduce its value. Harsh cleaning methods can leave new scratches, remove natural patina, or create an unnatural appearance that collectors recognize as altered. Coins with natural dirt and wear are generally preferred because they represent authentic circulation history. The grime and surface marks on your 1944 penny tell a story of decades of handling and use, reflecting the everyday journey of currency in post-war America. The historical context of the 1944 penny adds further interest. This coin was circulating during a critical year in World War II, when copper shortages and wartime production priorities were affecting the U.S. economy. Pennies, like this one, were used by ordinary Americans for groceries, transportation, wages, and savings. The scratches and dirt that accumulated over decades of circulation are evidence of its active role in daily life. Holding a coin like this allows collectors to feel connected to that era, understanding not only the design and minting process, but also the real-world use of American coinage. Next up, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is an important piece of mid-20th century American coinage, produced at the Philadelphia Mint during the early years of World War II, even in fine condition with some scratches. This coin offers a glimpse into the circulation patterns, history, and craftsmanship of pennies from that era. While its monetary value is modest, it remains a collectible example for hobbyists and history enthusiasts, particularly those interested in Lincoln wheat pennies or coins from the Philadelphia Mint. The coin's age, design, and condition all contribute to its appeal, making it more than just a piece of metal. Philadelphia produced an estimated medallion Lincoln cents in 1942, meaning this was a high mintage year for the series. Despite the large number of coins minted, finding examples in fine condition can still be satisfying for collectors. As it indicates, the coin has survived decades of handling while retaining most of its design details. A fine condition coin typically shows moderate wear on the high points of Lincoln's portrait, such as the cheek, jawline, and hair, but the overall design remains well defined. The wheat stalks on the reverse, while showing some flattening, still preserve their shape, and the inscriptions remain readable. Scratches, which are common on coins that have circulated for many years, slightly reduce eye appeal, but do not obscure the essential characteristics that define the coin's grade. In today's market, a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition with some scratches typically sells for around $30,000. Depending on the severity of the scratches, the visibility of the date, and overall eye appeal, coins in better condition or with fewer surface marks may command slightly higher prices, while heavily scratched or damaged examples fall toward the lower end of the range. Even though the financial value is modest, this coin still serves as a collectible piece for those completing a Philadelphia series, teaching grading concepts, or studying circulated examples from World War II America. It is important not to attempt cleaning a coin to remove scratches or dirt, even if the imperfections are visually distracting. Harsh cleaning methods, including scrubbing or polishing, often create additional hairline scratches, remove natural patina, and reduce the coin's value. Collectors generally prefer original, unaltered surfaces, even if the coin shows wear or minor imperfections. The scratches on your 1942 penny are evidence of its long circulation, telling a story of daily use over nearly 80 years and adding to its historical character. The historical context of the 1942 penny enhances its appeal. Circulating during the early years of World War II, this coin was part of everyday American life, used to purchase groceries, transportation, and small goods. The scratches and wear accumulated over decades of circulation provide a tangible link to that time period. Each mark represents a coin that was handled, carried, and used by ordinary people during a pivotal moment in history. Even coins that are not rare or highly valuable can serve as educational and historical tools, offering insight into the practical life of money in mid-20th century America. Collectors often appreciate coins like this for teaching purposes. A fine 1942 penny with scratches helps beginners understand grading, wear, and the impact of surface marks on value. It also highlights the importance of mint marks, design details, and historical context when assessing coins. While it may not be a high-value coin, it is a meaningful addition to a collection, especially for those seeking a representative example of a Philadelphia-issued Lincoln wheat penny from the World War II era.
Next up, the 1925 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a classic example of the Lincoln cent series, a coin that has been cherished by collectors for over a century. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, This coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the familiar reddish-brown tone that can darken over time to a rich brown patina. In 1925, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 222 million Lincoln cents, making this coin relatively common in today's market. However, the coin's value depends heavily on its condition and overall eye appeal. Your coin is described as being in fine condition, which means it has experienced moderate circulation wear. On the obverse, Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat show noticeable smoothing, though the date and lettering remain legible. The reverse wheat stalks are worn, but the overall design is still clearly recognizable. Minor scratches and surface marks are typical for a coin that has been in circulation for nearly a century and do not drastically diminish its collector value. The coin's age and history give it an intrinsic interest that goes beyond its monetary worth, connecting anyone who owns it to the everyday lives of Americans in the 1920s. The 1925 Lincoln penny circulated widely and would have been used for countless small purchases. This coin, like others from the series, represents more than currency. It is a tangible piece of history. During the Roaring Twenties, the United States experienced rapid economic growth and social change, and coins like this one were part of daily life for ordinary people. The coin's design and material reflect the era's production standards, with the copper content providing durability while allowing for mass production. Despite its commonality, the 1925 wheat penny is valued by collectors who seek to complete full sets of Lincoln cents or to preserve a piece of early 20th century American history. In today's market, a 1925 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition typically sells for between $0.15 and $0.50 USD. Coins with smoother surfaces, even brown coloration, and minimal scratches may command prices at the higher end of this range. Conversely, coins showing heavier wear or more surface imperfections fall toward the lower end. Coins in higher grades, such as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated, can fetch higher prices, sometimes reaching $2 to $5 USD, depending on color, luster, and overall visual appeal. Coins with traces of the original red copper color, often referred to as red or red-brown, are particularly desirable among collectors because they retain more of their original aesthetic appeal. While your coin may not have the dramatic value of rare or error coins, it remains a significant collectible due to its age, historical context, and role in the Lincoln cent series. Handling and storing the coin properly is essential to preserving its value and appearance. It is important not to clean or polish the coin, as this can remove the natural patina and reduce its collector appeal. Even gentle cleaning methods can damage the surface or cause unwanted scratches. Light dirt or grime should be left as is, as these marks tell part of the coin's history and help authenticate its age and use. Storing the coin in a protective holder, coin flip, or sleeve will prevent further scratches, environmental damage, or oxidation. Proper care ensures that even a coin with minor imperfections remains a valuable piece for collectors and retains its historical significance. The 1925 Lincoln wheat penny represents a bridge between the early Lincoln cents of the 1910s and 1920s and the later issues of the series. Its design, featuring Lincoln on the obverse and wheat stalks on the reverse, remained consistent for nearly 50 years, making it one of the most recognizable and enduring coin designs in American history. Owning this coin allows collectors to connect with a tangible piece of the past, reflecting both the artistry of early 20th century coinage and the everyday economic life of Americans nearly 100 years ago. Each scratch or mark tells part of its story, whether it's circulated in a pocket, wallet, or register, providing a physical link to generations long past. To summarize, your 1925 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition with some scratches, is valued at approximately $0.15 to $0.50 USD in today's collector market. While it is not rare or of high monetary value, it is a historically significant coin that represents the classic Lincoln cent design and the everyday life of Americans during the 1920s. Its copper composition, age, and iconic wheat design make it a meaningful addition to any Lincoln wheat penny collection. Beyond its price, it is a piece of history, offering a direct connection to the early 20th century and a tangible example of the coins that circulated widely during that era, continuing to fascinate collectors and history enthusiasts alike.
Next up, the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark is a notable example of mid-20th century American coinage, struck at the Denver Mint, even in extra fine condition with some scratches. This coin demonstrates the enduring popularity of Lincoln cents and serves as an important piece for collectors studying mint marks. Grades and historical context. While the coin's market value is modest compared to rarer issues, its preserved detail and Denver origin make it a desirable addition to a Lincoln wheat penny collection. The extra fine grade indicates that the coin has seen limited circulation, with most of the design features remaining crisp and easily identifiable despite minor surface scratches. The Denver Mint produced approximately 135 million Lincoln cents in 1955. A significant number, but still lower than the Philadelphia output of the same year. As a result, coins with the D mint mark in higher grades, such as extra fine, are more sought after by collectors completing day-tanned mint sets. An extra fine coin typically shows only light wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, hair, and coat folds, while the finer details of the wheat ears on the reverse remain mostly intact. Minor scratches may slightly affect eye appeal, but do not significantly compromise the coin's grade or collectible value. On the obverse, Lincoln's portrait is sharply defined, with most of the facial features, hairlines, and coat folds clearly visible. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top liberty on the left, and the date 1955 accompanied by the small d mint mark on the right are all readable, even with some surface scratches. These scratches are typical of coins that have seen light circulation or handling over the decades, and they do not obscure the essential features that determine grade. Collectors often appreciate extra fine examples because they provide a clear view of Lincoln's portrait while reflecting the coin's life in circulation. The reverse of the 1955 D penny features the classic wheat ears design, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The motto E pluribus unum stretches across the top rim. In extra fine condition, the wheat stalks maintain most of their original detail, with only slight flattening on the highest points. Scratches on the reverse may appear as fine lines across the fields or within the design, but they do not prevent identification of the date, mint mark, or overall quality. The combination of crisp detail and minor imperfections makes this coin both an instructive example for grading study and a collectible piece for completion of a Denver minted series. In today's market, a 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark in extra fine condition with some scratches generally sells for around $1.50 to $300, depending on the severity of the scratches, overall eye appeal, and the buyer's interest. Coins in similar grades but with cleaner surfaces may fetch slightly higher prices, while those with heavier scratches or more noticeable blemishes may sell at the lower end of the range. Although modest in value, this coin remains an important example of mid-century Lincoln cents and provides an accessible way for collectors to obtain a higher grade piece without investing in uncirculated specimens. It is important not to attempt cleaning the coin to remove scratches, as improper cleaning can do more harm than good. Scrubbing or polishing can leave new hairlines, remove natural patina, and ultimately reduce collector value. Even light scratches that occurred naturally over decades of circulation are generally preferred by collectors over artificially cleaned or altered surfaces. The minor scratches on your 1955 D penny are part of its story, showing that it has survived over 60 years of handling and exchange while retaining most of its original design features. The historical context of this coin adds further interest. Produced during the post-World War II era, the 1955 D penny circulated at a time of economic growth, suburban expansion, and increasing consumer activity in the United States. Pennies like this were used daily for small purchases, wages, and savings, playing a tangible role in American life. The extra fine condition suggests that this coin was either lightly circulated or preserved by someone who recognized its value. And the scratches it bears reflect its active history. Holding such a coin allows collectors to connect with mid-20th century life while appreciating the craftsmanship of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ear design. Collectors often find coins like this valuable for educational purposes as well. A 1955 D penny in extra fine condition with scratches demonstrates how coins are graded, the effect of minor imperfections on value, and the importance of mint marks in identifying origin. It is a practical example for those learning to differentiate between Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mint coins, and it shows how extra fine coins differ from circulated or uncirculated specimens. Even with minor scratches, the coin provides clear detail for study and display, making it both instructive and collectible overall. The 1955 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with a D mint mark in extra fine condition with some scratches is a historically significant and collectible coin. Its current market value generally ranges from $1.50 to $3, reflecting its extra fine grade, minor surface imperfections, and moderate mintage. Despite scratches, it retains most of its original design features, connecting collectors to post-war America and the enduring legacy of Lincoln on U.S. coinage. Even imperfect examples, like this one, continue to be appreciated for their historical, educational, and collectible value, making them an essential part of any comprehensive Lincoln wheat penny collection.